Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Geminis, and special shout out to Kathy Chase. I saw your comment, darling. I got you. You're excited for the Gemini one. Let's get to Gemini now. All right, and thank you. I feel loved when I know you guys are looking forward to it. So this is going to be a special video today where this is all about the autumnal equinox. So what that represents is if you're in the northern hemisphere, as the sun is moving south across that celestial equator, we're going to start to see, first off, there will be some time frame where it's kind of like 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night, and then after that we start to see that our days are going to get shorter and our nights are going to get longer. Meanwhile, of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it'll be the exact reverse. But basically it's a moment of equilibrium, and then we see change occurring. So I want to keep that in mind for inspiration for this storytelling. But also, the equinoxes tend to be highly celebrated around the world from a lot of different cultures, and I love reading up on different things and how different cultures celebrate. I consider myself a citizen of the planet, so with that in mind, I just wanted to mention that Stonehenge is associated with the equinoxes, Machu Picchu as well, and I'm in front of the Mayan calendar because if you ever go to Mexico and you go to Chichen Itza, there is a temple there that's dedicated to Kukulkan and Quetzalcoatl. So it's the same deity with two different names because it depends on if you're looking at it from Mayan or Aztec. But essentially, during the equinox, the light comes down the 91 steps of the temple in such a way that it looks like a slithering snake, which is the feathered serpent is a deity. The name Quetzalcoatl literally means feathered serpent. And so at the bottom of this staircase where the light from the equinox is slithering down, there's the carved head of a serpent. And so this particular deity is associated with the most high element, which is the feathers of the bird, being combined with the most low element, which is the water serpent. So we kind of look at it as like above and below being connected, or the energy of the cosmos being connected to the earth. So let's keep that in mind as well. I just wanted to, give a little shout out, tip of the hat to that meaningful cultural reference at this time of the year as well. Although I am not anyone who's a particular scholar on any of this. It's just what I read up on because I'm interested in stuff like that. So forgive me if I mispronounced anything. We begin with that moment of balance and equilibrium with our Gemini being aware that they feel very strong. They feel very empowered. Strength card is here, Leo energy. This is a Gemini who stands there and they're in this energy of, you know what? I feel brave. I feel maybe like healthy and empowered. I feel like I know my own mind, my own heart. I feel like on this equinox, which is today, by the way, it's the 23rd. I feel good. I mean, this is a freaking fantastic Gemini right now. We've got a King of Wands and a Five of Wands. They feel capable of fighting for anything that they want. They feel like if this Gemini is involved in any kind of a struggle whatsoever, they actually think of it as like fun competition, something that's just going to make them smile a little bit broader. It's kind of like, bring it, bring your best. Come on, this will be enjoyable. This is like, it could be something as simple as, well, okay, I'll use myself as an example. I'm not a Gemini, but my brother and I are close in age, and there's something about a sibling that you never fully grow up with them. And so once in a while, we get on a roll where we try to out insult each other with the most comedic kinds of insults. And it's like, that's a kind of challenge where it's like, bring your best. I can't wait. I love the verbal sparring, and it's funny, and it could be something as lighthearted as that. But this could also be a Gemini who's like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to win that court case. Or this could be a Gemini who says, I feel like I really, truly have everything it takes to walk in and go into some job interview. And they could be other amazing, I almost said contestants, but I know that I want this more than anybody else does. I know I'm the best candidate. And I look forward to actually like showing how ready I am for this position, this job, how this is meant for me. I look forward to my competitors because I know I got this. So we've got a couple of different, it comes from inner strength. This character is not afraid of anything right now. And they actually are looking forward to a chance to display their skill set and even go up against a powerful opponent. They look forward to that aspect. And I think that's a message we don't often see. So as our character moves through this though, right? Because we've got the equinox, which is that moment of like 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night, but then we continue to progress forward and we see the shift in the equilibrium. What happens next for our Gemini? Well, we have a two of wands and we have the moon. Two of wands is in the reverse, moon is upright. We have got a Gemini who's saying, I am not only excited and powerful right now, but I also know that I want to walk right into, hey, Lindsay, good to see you. Hey, goldfish. This Gemini is ready to walk into the unknown. They're not only are they ready, not only are they prepared, they want to. Oh, I keep seeing like, I got this image of this Gemini who, sometimes in the movies where um you see they'll cut to a scene where a character is just like shown walking, and it's like there's like power music pumping and it's just them kind of like walking in slow mo, and you can see that they like own the street or they own that scene. It's like this Gemini knows that they own their life right now. They own this moment in time and they're walking directly into the unknown, and the unknown can represent everything about their future. Yeah, I don't know what comes next. I only know that I say yes. Sign me up. Sign me up for the great mystery. Sign me up for the great unknown. I don't care what it is. I'm tough enough to handle this. I'm strong enough. I'm competent. Ace of Cups. I'm ready for big love, big romance. Ready for a new beginning with the World card. Nine of Wands. And this is like, if this Gemini ever was depleted at one point in time, if they ever felt broken down by love, or they felt like, I don't really know what I believe in. This character knows now. They know that they have the strength and the fortitude and the power to take on a brand new adventure. This is a character who might say, I am literally down for whatever. I'm down for that's a good song, and I'm down for whatever. Sorry, it's a rap song. I can't think of who sang it right now, but that phrase just popped into my mind. Um, this is a moment where our Gemini might be about to walk into a new romance. They don't necessarily see it or know it. Maybe they've met someone, maybe they've met a Pisces, and they're saying, I'm going to see where this thing goes. Maybe it's a Capricorn, doesn't matter, but there is an opportunity to give it their all. This is a Gemini who is ready to give it their all. Open up their heart, go full in. Why not? That's what I'm here to live. This is my life. I can reinvent myself if I need to, so I'm not afraid of giving everything I've got to a situation or to a romance and really investing and then see what happens. I'm not going to hold back because I don't want to half half-ass my way through life. That's basically what our Gemini is saying. All right, so let's get a little bit more specific on this. Hi, Nicole. Nick Soul, excuse me. We've got Prince of Cups in the reverse. We got the Six of Swords upright. We got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah, I would say that our Gemini is very much aware that they have moved beyond. Um, well, I'll just say it this way, even though it might sound rude. I think that they're reflecting and they're saying, I met someone that was just very much a dalliance. It was kind of maybe they weren't ready to go all in. I moved on from that. I realized it wasn't the right time for them. They're not up to my level of let me explain it this way because this is what just came to my mind, and I don't know if this will be relevant, but the kind of Gemini we're talking about is a kind of Gemini who would have in bygone days, they would be the kind of person who said, I'll challenge the idea that the earth is flat because I believe it's round, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get on a ship and I'm going to sail and I'm going to chart the waters and I'm going to chart the new continents, and I'm willing to do that, versus a person who's like, I don't know what I think. I don't really want to go out onto the big wide ocean beyond the horizon that I can see. I'm not up for that task. This person can't be on that sailing ship with the Gemini that we've got. They would never be on that adventurer ship. They don't have what it takes. They're not mature enough, or they're not hungry enough, or they just didn't have what it took. So instead, Gemini sailed away without them because they weren't the kind of person who wanted to get on the ship and go forge ahead and see what adventures and mysteries there were to solve. We have a much more adventurous, much more proud and defiant kind of Gemini that we're describing, and they are aware that in the past they dealt with somebody that just wasn't up to the journey. And that's okay, right? That's not everybody has that same level of courage to live large and really like take a big old bite out of life. This Gemini does. We have the Hermit, we have the Six of Pentacles. They had to walk alone for a period of time. But in that span that they walked alone, I think they came to that conclusion themselves. They were like, I gotta find somebody a lot like me, because I didn't know people are scared of living, and I realize I'm not scared of it. Like that's the realization that I think this Gemini came to. And I say that because this is a card more of like shamanism. This can be the wounded healer, but you notice how once again we have this energy of like this is a Gemini who could be deeply spiritual without giving it that label. They might just now be uncovering this about themselves, realizing where their inner strength comes from, realizing that they feel connected to all living creatures, realizing that they're not afraid of the elements, they're not afraid of life. We have the aurora borealis back here, we have the north star shining. It's like they realize that if I do walk alone for periods of time, it's because I'm looking for and calling in the energies that are really going to be able to stand beside me in the quality of life that I really want to live, which is one of more adventure, one of more, a little bit more risk, a little bit more daring. And when I say risk, I'm not saying risky behavior, but rather this Gemini, to feel whole and to feel comfortable and to feel satisfied, they want to live. This is somebody who has a ton of spiritual belief in themselves and their life and what they're here to do. Let's put it that way. So it makes sense, I think, that this Gemini is like they're in a place of they've already reflected on this, but they're not sitting there having to do any deep self-reflection right now because they've already come to this conclusion. They know themselves really well. At this point, like I said already, they are ready for a brand new something, a brand new leap of faith. This is a Gemini who could fall head over heels in love with someone and give it their best. This is somebody who could travel the world all of a sudden. This is somebody who could say yes to a job offer that could take them to a whole different culture. Oftentimes, the world card can be international travel. It can also represent things like being in the public eye. This could be a Gemini who's about to, this would be the kind of Gemini who can rise to a considerable level of fame without flinching. Like they're it's not going to crush them. I mean, I'm sure, you hear famous people all the time say, it is really, it's a heavy burden to bear. Some people regret having become famous once they've dealt with it. So it could be that that's not going to crush this particular Gemini. In fact, if anything, they're like, bring it. That'll be fine. I don't have anything to hide. I am who I am. I'm not really apologetic for it. I'm making choices in my life that I love, and I'll stand by that. If I choose somebody as a romantic partner, it's because I want to, and I stand by that as well. We've got an Ace of Swords in the reverse. The interesting thing is, with all of this energy of determination around this equinox, we still see a lack of clarity on one point. And what is that referencing? Because remember, we had the unknown. Okay, hold on. What did we get here? Okay, so we've got we've got the Tower in the reverse. We've got the Sun upright. We've got the Three of Pentacles upright, and we ended up with that King of Cups upright. So this Gemini is unaware of what comes next. This is the person who's like, let's do this. They're all pumped, they're all jazzed. They're telling the universe, bring it. I'll say yes. I'll step up, and if an opportunity arises, I'll say yes. What they're not clear on yet is, where is that opportunity? So it hasn't come in yet. It's just we're seeing a Gemini in an attitude of yes. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, an opportunity arises, I'll take it. What they don't realize yet is that there are other things that are kind of being removed out of the way. This Gemini, I think because of this yes attitude, this power, this self-awareness that they really want to live life to the fullest, I think that they are unaware that the universe is kind of like saying, all right, let me move some of this debris out of the way for you then, because what you're going to wind up with is something so joyful, so happy. This horse could certainly leap over, some rubble left behind from a tower that's falling, but why make the horse even have to do that? Why not just let the horse run as fast as it can through like a beautiful open field. It's like the universe is kind of conspiring to get things ready for a really rapid takeoff. And this is a time of great joy up ahead for our Gemini. They are meeting possibly other soul members of their soul group. This could be career opportunity, but you notice how this energy, this power circles around that tree of life. It feels to me like our our Gemini already is in this place of saying, I'm willing to take opportunities that come. They just don't know how great these opportunities are about to be. They don't have that knowledge yet because it's on its way in. And I think one thing's going to lead to another, lead to another. Like this could be Gemini gets an amazing job opportunity that they meet a friend for life out of it. Through that friend, they meet somebody's whatever, brother or sister, whomever friend, and that becomes a person that they fall madly in love with. It feels like this is a string of related events that has yet to occur. But the reason it's all possible is because we have a Gemini saying, bring it. I said yes. I said I'll walk into the unknown and I'll give it my all. I am ready for an adventure. I'm not holding back. I'm not broken and wounded. I'm ready for the best time of my life, really, whatever that entails. And the universe answers that query with, okay, well then let's throw it all at you. But it's going to kind of be a strung together. Hold on, actually I want to change decks because of that question about how is this all strung together. That three of pentacles card that we saw, that energy connecting all around that tree of life. We've got a two of swords and we've got a queen of swords. First off, this could have to do with thoughts and communication. The way Gemini's life starts to take on a new shape, this new adventure that they're about to embark upon, it could be like talking to one person leads to them meeting somebody else. This could be through communication. There's breaking of patterns here as well. You notice how we actually have like a snowflake. This could be during winter time that things really get rolling in our Gemini's life. But we have, I always look at this as, instead of creating a pattern, it's breaking a pattern. Two of swords can be a blockage, but we've got scissors to help cut through a blockage. Instead of having this blank plate piece of paper, let's make it beautiful. Let's create something new. Let's break the mold. Let's do it differently. Let's start talking to somebody else. We've got somebody fair and balanced. This could be a new friend. This could be a new colleague or coworker. This could be somebody that maybe there's even like Gemini is seeking an answer to a question, and it leads him down the road of eventually meeting a queen of swords, somebody who has knowledge to provide. If we're up against a wall, what do? Well, this Gemini would either find a sledgehammer and knock down the wall, or they would find somebody who can explain what's another route to get through it. It feels like the Gemini probably communicates with somebody when they hit some kind of a wall. They're seeking knowledge about something and they find somebody knowledgeable. So there's the first kind of like string of things that I think are creating change in our Gemini's life. They have some obstacle and they go seeking answers. Seven of discs. And sure enough, something grows out of this. A bond grows, a friendship grows. This could become somebody that is a new friendship at a new job. This could be a new boss. Whatever this is, it has lasting implications. This is a character who could end up having like an amazing bond with a queen of swords. It's somebody who would be pretty like-minded too, since we're dealing with a Gemini, already an air energy. We have Knight of Wands. There's, through this individual, I think this is where our Gemini might either start to have a really nice time where they have got like a friend to get in trouble with a little bit, somebody to go out and have drinks with, or maybe this is a fellow single person they hang out with, they go out and about, they explore different things. There's an excitement here. This doesn't have to be about like running around and wasting energy, but rather trying different things out. And it's always great to be able to explore things like with a friend. Now, this could also be the person who introduces them to somebody that there could be passion with. No, I think we're breaking through stagnant energy. I think this is just the kind of person that Gemini needs to meet, perhaps will meet, in order to break the mold. This eight of swords can be stuck energy, but not in this card. In this card, we got a baseball crashing in. We've got a different idea, a different opinion, something new, something exciting. that comes all because, like I said, it feels like a string of events that unfurls in Gemini's life. They are already up for the challenge, so sure enough, life gives them something to pursue, and one step leads to another, and they're it's kind of like, I think Gemini's life is going to weave in different directions that they couldn't have expected. Let's use this as an example. Anyone who's ever like researched something, you know how we always say you can go down the rabbit hole. You start researching one thing and then you're on like a whole different topic that is so far away from the original thing we were researching. It's not even like adjacent to. And yet, that sometimes is where we find the most interesting information and the thing that can change the whole course of somebody's, thesis or something. Like I'm thinking back in college, if you're having to write some paper and you've got to research something and you discover that I'm more interested in this other side topic that I never even knew about, and I found it because I was researching the initial thing. That's what this feels like. Like I think Gemini's life is going to take some really interesting curves and twists. And ultimately, with the Prince of Pentacles, which is like the Knight of Pentacles, this is a joyful journey. It's a journey of everything is about forward motion, right? Because this person has a wheel. The wheel is all about forward motion. It's also about the Wheel of Fortune. It's also about things turning in Gemini's favor. Gemini said they wanted an adventure. They wanted big love. They wanted to not waste time dealing with people that are scared of life. And they were open to the adventure of mystery, of following, one path and letting different doors open and letting things surprise and delight them and having new information and having new exciting experiences on this thing that they call life. The way I would say this quite simply is that our Gemini is a character who's about to have a very rich, like maybe next couple decades of their life. It's going to have twists and turns. It's going to have different energies. It's going to be joyful. We have possibly a very deep romance and a really great group of either new friends or new business acquaintances or all of the above. And it's all thanks to the fact that this Gemini is looking at it from the macro. I want to like have a life story at the end of my life that chronicles like quite a journey. This is a modern day adventurer, to put it simply. This has been probably one of the funnest out of all the zodiacs I've read for so far. I'm always all about adventure, so that totally appealed to me. I get a lot of delight out of stories like this one. But thank you guys. It was an honor to be here with everybody. Thank you for hanging out. If you do enjoy the channel, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. I will see you all again. I'm doing all of the zodiacs. They'll all be done today. So there's still a handful of them I haven't gotten to. I think there's like 4 or 5 left for me to record today. So I'm going to hop over and get to those. Hi, Delinda, Erica, MHCon. Wonderful to see you. Hey, Carissa. Yes, exactly. Chiron House Gemini's Wounded Healer. Yes, I have a Chiron also, not in Gemini though. In fact, I don't think I have any Gemini in my chart at all. I've got 2 yods though in my chart, which I think is interesting. Anyway, hey Juliet, wonderful to see you. Thank you, sweetheart. You're always so kind. Thank you for being here. Anand, hi. I'm delighted to see you live also. You guys, thanks for all the great vibes. Maikana, thank you for being here. I'm doing great. I hope you are too, honey. All right, y'all. I will see you again in some of the other videos. Bye for now.